Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking the video out. Today we have a very exciting rumor to go over and discuss. We are talking once again about the long-rumored Metal Gear Solid Remake for PlayStation 5. Now, I wasn't expecting to be talking about this until sometime next year, but something came out that seems to, I don't want to say confirm, that this is happening, because some people might look at that and think, well, that's a stretch. But if you are somebody who has been following this for what has been years now, right? We've been hearing about a Metal Gear Solid related project for PlayStation 5 before the PS5 even launched. And as time went on, we not only heard about Metal Gear Solid, but we heard obviously a lot about Silent Hill as well. And I would say before October of this year, people were fed up and they pretty much gave up. Not everybody gave up, but people were really getting to that point where it was approaching the 2-year mark since we heard these rumors, and we've heard nothing official. So it was completely understandable why people were not only getting fed up, but deciding that they were just going to stop following this and just give up on it and basically come to the conclusion that it's not happening, it's not true. And then, out of nowhere, Konami came out and not only had a Silent Hill announcement, they actually had a Silent Hill showcase. Now, this came after we heard reports from credible sources that Konami has been planning a big comeback internally with their major IP, Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, and Castlevania. Obviously, at the time when we were getting those reports, it was easy to kind of push them to the side and think, yeah, well, this is Konami we're talking about. It sounds too good to be true. I'll believe it when I see it. And then it happened in October. And Konami made it pretty clear that this was not something small. They clearly are doing a big push with the Silent Hill franchise, multiple games with multiple different development teams, a brand new Silent Hill game, a remake that's a PS5 exclusive, a new movie, a bunch of merch, the whole 9 yards. Now, after that happened, people really started to think to themselves, is Konami going to do something similar for Metal Gear Solid? Now, we haven't heard anything, that is, until today. So what we're about to go over actually comes from the producer of Metal Gear Solid, that being Noriaki Akamura. And this was Konami basically talking to their investors, teasing what to expect in 2023 from them. And when you look over this, you begin to immediately notice that they are teasing something quite significant. The key word that Konami is using going into 2023 is long awaited. And so that right off the bat immediately gets people thinking, well, what have people been waiting for? I feel like if we didn't get the Silent Hill showcase, that's probably the first thing that people would have thought. But we already did hear about Silent Hill. We got an entire dedicated show for it. So at this point, I think the next thing that people are going to is Metal Gear Solid. And they say here 2023 will be a year of many announcements. Stay tuned. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that's it? That's all we're getting? Well, keep in mind a few things here. The first thing being that the report that claimed that Silent Hill was going to be making a big comeback also claimed that Konami's doing the same thing for Metal Gear Solid. And just at the beginning of this month, on December 4th, we had a report come out from Arena Huegans. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but this is a source that has gotten multiple things regarding PlayStation specifically correct in the past. Now, they clearly felt a little bit nervous putting this information out here, telling people to take it with a grain of salt. This is just what they're hearing. They cannot confirm whether or not it's true. But they were told that this Metal Gear Solid Remake has been in development for several years. It's going to be a PlayStation 5 only exclusive, similar to Demon's Souls. And they were told that the announcement would be soon. So this is not the only thing we've heard. This is just the most recent thing we've heard. So when you take this and then you pair it with what Konami is seemingly teasing, and then we also keep in mind that there have been rumors that a studio named Virtua Studio is actually working on a full-blown Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, and they seemingly teased it out themselves in a recent video by featuring the artwork of Metal Gear Solid in it. That and the fact that they had a job listing for a big AAA remake that they're working on for an action adventure game, to me, it all seems to be aligning. Now, something else that's worth pointing out here is that when we read the report that, Metal Gear Solid is going to be making a comeback, is it just going to be a single remake? Apparently not. Apparently Konami is also planning to reveal remasters of multiple Metal Gear Solid titles that they will plan to release before the remake comes out. And just to clarify, VGC is actually one of the best sources that we've had over the years talking about Konami and their plans. They were the ones who did a big write-up back in 2021, specifically on October 1st, and they say Konami is set to revive Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. And so, as of right now, one of the things that they were told, that being the big revival of Silent Hill, came true. VGC even went as far as to mention that multiple different development teams were working on multiple different Silent Hill projects, and it turned out to be 100% true. This is where we learned about the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake, as well as Konami planning to release remasters of the original MGS games to modern consoles. Now, they do mention in this article Bluepoint Games, because there has been a lot of speculation that this is something that Bluepoint has been working on. But according to VGC, it's not actually Bluepoint, it's Virtua Studio. And it's really interesting because Bluepoint Games, after being acquired by Sony as a PlayStation studio, came out and said that their next game is actually going to be what they called original content. They confirmed that they're not working on a remake or a remaster, but they also didn't say it's a new IP. They specifically said original content, so this seems to lean towards the idea that Bluepoint maybe was handed a franchise, maybe a PlayStation franchise, but of course, some people continue to speculate, understandably so, that maybe Bluepoint is one of the studios that was tasked to do something with Metal Gear Solid. It's hard to say, but something that I feel like is easy to say at this point is that Konami is getting ready to do something significant with the Metal Gear Solid series, and I can't help but see it any other way. Of course, they could also be talking about Castlevania, but Metal Gear Solid is huge. Metal Gear Solid is, I think, significantly bigger than Silent Hill, and it's something that a lot of people have been waiting for patiently. So when they use the words long awaited to describe 2023 and kind of teasing their investors without giving too much away about, their plans, I mean, look, they say they have many announcements. This is what fans have been hoping for. This is what they've been waiting for. The rumors have persisted, and part of these rumors have already come true. So I have no doubt in my mind that next year is going to be the year we see Metal Gear Solid announced for PlayStation 5, and I'm going to be very, very excited. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.